going on with Galax, but every time I come over here, it says Galaxy up there. That's interesting. Every time I come over here, there's this stuff going on. It's hard to get into the booth and check out the new stuff. Water cooled. You better water cool your 1080 Ti Hall of Fame edition. God, look at the power that you can throw in this thing. Is that really necessary? So there it is. There's the big Hall of Fame. The base is 1569. Boost up to 1683. Over here's the regular Hall of Fame Ti. You guys may have seen this already. I want to focus on this for just a second here because I'm seeing this from a lot of different companies and I'm really excited about it because this is the next place where we need the performance. We need extreme storage. So this is a 1 terabyte PCI Express Gen 3x4. So that's going to be ridiculously fast. Then if you want to step down, they've got a couple over here. A couple here. This is the 240 and then 256. This is Gen 3x2. And this is also Gen 3x2. That's still going to be a hell of a lot faster than just standard SATA. So there you have it. How about a super fast SSD in a box? Right there it is. That's their Sonic SSD, 480 gigabytes. That's PCI Express right there. So it's got Thunderbolt 3 coming into it. And it's just an external storage device for extremely high-speed storage for people who are probably editing or doing something fun on the go like that. And this will hook up to maybe your laptop or just hook it up to your desktop, whatever. It's Thunderbolt. And then it also gives you USB on the front. Look at that fanciness. So you can also, if you wanted to swap it out for like a 1050 or, oh, it can support dual slot. I checked that out. It's got enough room right there. And you can get a dual slot in there. So my head exploded when we got the 1080 in from them, the 1080 Mini. Look how small this is. This is the 1080 Ti Mini. It's the same size. Well, the PCB is a little bit bigger. Like it goes all the way to the back of the heatsink and the cooling unit. But this is a 1080 Ti now. So there it is. Let me show you guys the other one. Same pretty much specs all the way around. This is the water-cooled version. So if you want to push it a little higher, if you're just going to run it normally, it'll sit around the 40-50 degrees Celsius mark. Here are the specs for both of these units. They're both going to be pretty much the same. Base 1506, boost 1620. We were able to push our 1080 400 or 500 megahertz beyond this, so I'm going to have to get one of these and play with it and see how much farther we can push the 1080 Ti Mini. But this is like the smallest 1080 Ti that I've seen maybe on the market. I can't say that because I haven't seen them all, but who knows. Also, the external graphics dock that we took a look at CES, well, here's the next version. The first version was long enough to fit the 1080 Ti amp or the 1080 amp, the big cards. They decided to make it a little bit shorter, so now to fit up to a 9-inch card. Thunderbolt, of course, and then you also have some extra USB ports there in the front, and then there's an SFX power supply inside here. What I want to know from you guys is, like, is this too big to be an external graphic card dock? How would you use this? Most people are just like, they set it down somewhere and then that's where it stays. They just, there it is. It stays right there. But would you take this with you somewhere? Would you use this? It comes with the 400 watt power supply. You don't have to provide your own, so that's all in there. So there you go. This is the smallest mini PC. Right there it is, the world's smallest mini PC. Right there it is. This thing gets really hot. It's metal. It's got the Intel Apollo Lake N3350 on the inside. I'll show you guys the specs down here. 4 gigs of memory, micro SD. Ignore the gig Ethernet. They had a gig Ethernet port on here, but they took it out because they wanted it to be thinner. This thing is about the same size as an SSD, but it's a computer, and you can put it behind your TV or whatever. This should be able to play some ROMs. I'm not sure how decent that graphics, the onboard graphics are going to be for that. The Intel Graphics HD 500 or whatever. That'd be okay, but 32 gigabytes of onboard memory and then the SD card slot, you're good to go. That's ridiculous. This one right here, the Magnus EK7170. There's a bunch of different SKUs there. There's a 51060, all those numbers. Look at all those numbers. Basically, you can get a full-size 1060 or a full-size, well, the mini versions, but they're desktop SKUs. Full-size 1070 in there. So that's what this is going to be. Performance-oriented. Over here playing stuff, flailing around in public. And then you get this one here. This is going to be more value-oriented. It's really small, and you can get a 1050 in that one. All right, Zotac gaming machines. A different aesthetic. Right there it is, Zotac Gaming. This is a little bit different. They've taken their knowledge from making all these small computers, you know, like the Z boxes and stuff, and they put it into this. So they've designed this new case. This is a prototype, hand-built. and they're looking for some feedback. Right now, it kind of looks like a robot. When you close this right now, you can't see that, but they said that this is going to be translucent so that you can see that glowing behind there. They got a white and a black version, and as far as the specs go, right now it's got a 7700K and a 1080 Mini inside here to power this. But I mean, there'll be different configurations and that sort of thing. But what do you guys think? So that's what we have at Zotac this year.